Hey, welcome back to the Production Line Developer Blogs. I am Cliff Harris. I am the designer and programmer of the game. We didn't do a video last week because there was all sorts of stuff kind of like getting in the way, and not enough new things had gone in that I thought it wasn't really worth doing a video to talk about. Not very much. But we've got loads of stuff going in, and I want to talk about the game's price and it going into beta soon, very soon, within hours, which is just a technical thing. Anyway, I'm going to run through some of the stuff that is new. There was the big thing in that is new that probably won't happen when I'm playing the game is world events, which pop up down here. I don't think I make enough of a fuss of the world events because it's easy to sort of miss them if you're busy redesigning your factory. But anyway, I'm working on that. The build that I'm showing you is build 1.66. It's currently on the unstable branch, although I've made a few changes since then. So it's on the unstable beta on Steam if you want to try it out at the moment, and it will be rolled out quite soon to everyone. It will then become the beta version, because currently we call it alpha. I think on the main menu I'm still saying alpha, so I need to change that. Anyway. What's happened? So the event system has gone in. So basically in the kind of really late game when you've been playing for ages, I'm on day 37, which is quite a long way into the game. I've got quite a big factory here. Around about this sort of time, or I think it's about day 20 or something like that, events will start happening, and these events could be that there are changes in the marketplace, that for example everyone wants expensive cars now, or everyone wants cheaper cars because of the economy, or it could be that for example SUVs are suddenly unpopular or very popular. It could be that the that resource prices have gone up for some reason, some like global commodities thing. Or it could be that airbags are now considered universally required by all cars, stuff like that, and they will persist for a certain amount of time. Some things like a resource becoming a car component becoming universal, like airbags are now compulsory, that will never time out, that is then permanent. But other stuff, for example SUVs may only be popular for a certain period, so those periods are probably too short, according to the feedback from some people already. So it's all going to be edited. But anyway, world events are a thing that is in. That was the last big feature that I considered not to be in the game, that needed to be in the game before we could release it. So that's good news. So that's in. Oh yeah, and wages is another event. It could be that like wages go up or wages go down for a certain period. One of the things that's gone in that's fairly minor, I mean it's just a visual thing, but I've been like paying attention to this stuff. If you look here at these cars, you notice what British people call the bonnet, which sounds hilarious now I sort of think about it, but Americans call the hood of the car flips up when the engine's worked on, and you can actually see there's an engine in there. Now that's all well and good, and that was fairly easy to do. What was an absolute nightmare was sports cars, because let me see if there's one up ahead. There's this blue one. Now the artist is a wonderful chap, but what I tend to do to get the best possible work, I'm going to pause it there, is I say to the artist, like just do whatever's cool and let me worry about how to make it work. So this happens. Hang on, we need resources. Please work. There you go. The engine in the sports car is in the boot. So that flips up instead. And this is true of a lot of sports cars. Okay, not all sports cars, but it's true of certain ones. That was hell. Because I have to call the boot the hood, and the you know, the hood the sports hood or whatever, and I don't know, it's all very it involved a right load of hassle. Anyway, so that's a thing that happens now. It's just a little visual thing that happens. It happens in a few places. I think the radiator does it, or no, not the radiator. Can't think what else. If I haven't shown you before, you'll notice that when wheels get worked on, the cars actually go up on this little. I'll declutter it a bit. Go up on this little platform to have their wheels attached. I like things like that a lot. So that's happened. Let's put these conveyor belts back. Anyway, yes, so that went in, and it kind of it took a while. So since then, because we've had a whole another week since then, all of the event stuff is in, blah blah blah. We had a few bugs with some of the customization, which is now fixed. Now you'll notice here, look, this is brick. There's lovely brick walls here, like an old Detroit factory or something like that. A lot of the customization stuff has allowed me to change some of the existing layouts so that they have different walls, and we've added a whole bunch of them. So if you look here now, we've got like this sort of high-tech one here, which is kind of cool, and there's just a few other versions like that. We've got like shutters, we've got like a white brick version, and we got that one that's the kind of like more industrial one. The one I really like, because it's a bit kind of sci-fi, is this, but I do, and it'll brand all of it, but I do also really like the brick one. Anyway, so more of them have gone in, and they're in on the build that's on Steam now already. So that's happened. We also have a new thing here. Like, oh, hang on, I was nearly screwed that up. We have a Type 2 resource importer, which I will research now. Do I actually have any? I do have 9 labs. I'll speed that through. Basically, it's a faster one. We've got a faster... Oh, it doesn't matter. I won't bother. You can now research a resource importer that imports faster, and the bonuses still apply. So if you go here and you look at resource conveyor speed, resource importer speed, it's already at 135%. So you'll get faster ones that will also go 35% faster than that. So, you know, that's pretty much worth doing. I fixed a few sort of bugs to do with the way these were drawn, so that they kind of work well with every sort of backdrop now. So that happened. New walls, blah blah blah. The event testing, hide the market screen, blah blah blah. There was a whole load of stuff, but we just put in some very small visual things that I'm going to point out. These aren't in the unstable build yet. So if you go down here to this is sales, isn't it? Paperwork department, which is effectively sales, right? They now have this new thing with clocks showing different time zones and sales charts. Oh, excuse me. Which is a cool thing. This is part of a little like project of mine, really. To make it really obvious what a slot does and not have them look too generic and not reuse too much stuff. So I thought, you know, what do you have where you're selling stuff? The cliched thing, you obviously wouldn't have it these days, but in the old days, what you would have is like different time zone clocks and charts. So we put that in. And here on the actual export thing, there's a map of the world. So you can see it's got like a little transport hub and lines going everywhere to show where cars are being exported. Again, you know, it's a trivial little thing, but I quite like that. And something else that we only put in today, and I was fiddling about with it, so I might fiddle about with it a lot more, is a new little machine for where you make engine blocks. So you can fit an engine, you can fit the powertrain, you can make a powertrain, you can make an engine assembly, and you can make an engine block, if you didn't know all of that. So if I put that down and connect it up to the resource system, this is like a new machine that makes the engine block that goes together with the valves and everything to make an engine assembly that goes together with a transmission in order to make a powertrain. So this is one of these little things. This is like clouds of metal flying off it. This is one of those things where it's quite clever. If you look up for videos for CNC machines and engine blocks, there's kind of like 2 ways that they do it. They either have this really complicated arm that just skirts all over a block of metal and then out comes an engine block, which is amazing. Or what is a lot more impressive, if you get to see it, is they keep the block of metal exactly where it is. They keep the kind of cutting thing exactly where it is, and then they move the block of metal all around it until it comes out like that. It's absolutely incredible what these things do. And let's just put another one down. Let's just check it works at another angle. There's no in my code, it doesn't. Is that the same thing? Yeah, it is. Just need to turn these things off. You get a better view of it. So yeah, this little platform moves around, and I've kind of cheated. I've got a system here. This is based on a real bit of machinery that people sell, actually. So if you work in the industry and you go, that's a such and such whatever Scooby Bop, yeah, it sort of is with artistic license one of those. And again, like what I want to do is I want to have a lot of machines that you kind of zoom in and go, hang on, where am I? Oh look, it's a thing. And I like bits of animation in the world. We've got a few more things that are going to come in to make it a little bit more interesting as well. Okay, so that's what's gone in the game. That's what's changed in the game recently. Let's talk about what's going to happen. Production line has been in alpha all this time. It was in alpha, and I did blog videos and talked about it before it went into early access. We've called it alpha ever since. They've kind of lost meaning, the terms like alpha and beta and early access these days. They don't really mean anything. A lot of people, when they release an alpha build of a game, it's really bad. Half the content is gone, it crashes a lot, you can't do a load of stuff. Production line has been a playable game, a very playable game. Oh my god, I'm running out of money. For a very long time. So I thought, oh god, oh no. Gonna have to sell some stuff or something. Wow, this is a very badly managed factory. So Production Line is a very, very playable game at the moment. Loads of people are playing it, tens of thousands of people are playing it. And I don't think it makes any sense to call it alpha anymore, especially because I don't anticipate any massive new features going in before we release the game. Now, that doesn't mean that we will forget about the game the day it's released, obviously not. I love working on the game, and I want to improve it, and I want to tweak it, and I would love to add some stuff to it. Adding actual like art content costs money, so it kind of depends how well the game does. But anyway, so like, don't panic that when the game's released it's all over, or don't panic that just because I'm saying it's beta it's all over, because it isn't. Anyway, regardless of that, it is going to be declared in beta kind of like immediately. So the next update to the game, the version number there will be beta. As a result, I'm going to change the price of the game. We've talked about this a few times. I asked a few people who played the game, I asked lots of other people, I looked at a lot of prices. The game is currently $19.95. I am going to change it to be $24, so probably, I think I'm going to do $23.95 if that is a price you can set on Steam, I think it is, and set all the other prices. Even when I do that, I think it takes 2 or 3 days for Steam to approve it. I'm not sure. So if you know you're going to buy the game, I shouldn't say this because I'd make more money, but you know, if you don't have much money and you know you're going to buy the game, you really like the look of it, then I'm not kidding, you seriously should buy it right now today. I'm doing this video on the Saturday, and I'm going to set the price on the Monday, so it might go live immediately, who knows. I have to pay my tax on the Wednesday, so I'm in a mood to put prices up. Anyway, so we're going to change the price. I think it justifies it. It's a huge game. It's a huge, complicated game, and people that get into it play it for an enormous amount of time. It is a bit of a time sink, and it is quite a big, sprawling game. I fixed a few things to allow you to make it even bigger recently, and some of the factories are amazing. Anyway, obviously, I'm still always interested in everybody's feedback on stuff. Thank you for watching this video. Please like it, please subscribe to the channel, because we have other videos to come with more things to come at some point. And if you like the game on Steam, we really appreciate you leaving a positive review for it, or telling your friends about it, tweeting about it is the cool thing. Anyway, and check out YouTube for like CNC engine block videos. They're just awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will maybe see you next week, if not the week after. Cheers.